We had always wanted to have 3 children, and I had been blessed with 2 easy pregnancies and 2 healthy daughters. However, when we went for the 20-week scan for our 3rd baby, the sonographer detected a diaphragmatic hernia, meaning that there was a hole in the baby's diaphragm, resulting in the top of the stomach protruding into the chest cavity. We were told that if this was a purely physiological issue, that there was every chance that a simple operation could take place a few days after the birth to close the hole, and following a few months in hospital, the baby should be able to continue to grow and develop normally. Healthy babies with normal lung development process the amniotic fluid, but our baby was unable to do that as the lungs were so restricted. The Friday before Christmas 2008, I was admitted to hospital for the weekend and 2.5 litres of fluid were drained from me. However, on the Sunday morning, I went into labour and our 3rd daughter, Darcy, was born. Despite the fact that Darcy was only able to live for 2 hours, we never for one moment had any doubt that God was in total control. From large events to the smallest, he was at work, blessing us through our ordeal. For instance, I was admitted to hospital the same weekend that my parents-in-law and nephew came to visit for an early Christmas, as I was unable to travel. They looked after Freya and Charlotte and allowed Ken the freedom to drop everything and be with me, and the girls having their cousin to stay was a great distraction for them. By having the amniotic drainage, I was able to feel Darcy moving again, which hadn't been possible for a while as I was so big. And I was also able to actually enjoy food as I had room to eat. I was also in hospital when I went into labour, and so the immediate attention that was needed to deliver Darcy safely and guarantee that she was ventilated in the delivery room. The consultant who had admitted me for the procedure just days before was in the hospital on the Sunday and heard about that our baby had been born. She came to see us straight away and was with us when we were rushed to intensive care when things were going wrong for Darcy, running ahead of us with her pass, opening doors and calling the lifts. Toxins were building up in Darcy as she was unable to breathe properly, which caused her to have a cardiac arrest. The neonatal cardiologist was in the ICU at the time, seeing another baby, and so was able to respond immediately. All this happened at the start of the Christmas holidays. We were able to use this time to focus away from ourselves and try to make Christmas as enjoyable and normal as possible for Freya and Charlotte. We were also able to batten down the hatches and not face the normal routines of everyday life and the usual pressures. And by the time school resumed, people knew of our situation and I wasn't faced with any awkward questions. Come Boxing Day, we were absolutely exhausted mentally and physically, but the Lord blessed us. There were 3 wonderful classic films on television running back to back, which we were just able to sit in front of. And there's never been such good viewing on Boxing Day since, and how I smile at how God met us where we needed it, even in such a way as that. We were utterly inundated with flowers and meals and had to laugh that we were running out of freezer space for all the wonderful gifts. The hand of friendship was extended by so many people, and through this we made new friends and felt far more part of the community and the church. We were so blessed by Darcy being taken to be with the Lord with very little suffering. A few weeks after her birth, we met with a geneticist who explained that Darcy had a very rare condition, which was Pallister-Killian syndrome. It's not hereditary, but results in there being a blip in the baby's development when the cells don't divide properly. For Darcy, her condition was so bad that she wouldn't have been able to hear or see, and she would have never known who we were. She would have been like a television or a computer that never booted up. I would never have chosen losing my baby as the way to grow closer to God, but his love and provision could never have been doubted. And despite the pain and the grief, he never once left us or let us down, but richly blessed us in ways we could never have foreseen or imagined. Despite being Christians, God does not promise us an easy ride, but we are promised that God will give us the strength we need to deal with life's trials, and there is no doubt that this was the case for us.